Lyanna, hello. Pew.
What is up, you guys? It's Lyanna Vlogs here, and welcome to my bunion surgery Q&A. It's long overdue, I apologize, but I just wanted to make this video to answer some questions that people have asked in the comment section of my other videos, my recovery videos, and also questions I just feel like people would have if they're interested in learning more about the surgery and the recovery process. But before I start, I want to give you all a little update on my feet. So here are my current feet. The left one is 11 months post-op and the right one is 7 months post-op. And as you can see, the scar on the left one is pretty faded and the right one still has a little bit to go, but it's definitely lightened up since the last video. And I can kind of tippy-toe now. Honestly, I think it depends on the day, because I tried tippy-toeing like 2 days ago and the left one, it hurt in this general area again, but today I can tippy-toe and it doesn't hurt. So I think it honestly depends on the day, I don't know, but yeah, here they are. Also, if you're new to my channel or you haven't seen my bunion surgery recovery videos, here they are for you to click. Feel free to watch them if you haven't already, and thank you guys for watching. Just a little disclaimer before I begin, the answers I give are from my personal perspective. Everyone's surgery and recovery are different, so I'm just speaking from my own experience. So without further ado, let's get it started. I got the lapidus bunionectomy, which in my case meant that they made an incision, they shaved down the big toe bone, and then shifted my big toe to line up with my second toe, and then used plates and screws to stabilize it. Now, I believe the second most popular bunion surgery type is the Austin bunionectomy, and that one has immediate weight bearing. Apparently there's no cast, it's a quicker recovery, but the catch is that it doesn't fix the bunion at the source. So there's a higher chance, if you get the Austin bunionectomy, there's a higher chance that the bunion will come back. But if you get the lapidus one, they fix it where the bunion started. So it honestly, I don't think can come back even if it tried to. But yeah, I got the lapidus bunionectomy. Both yes and no. I've seen some bunions on the internet and wow, like there are some severe ones that are in dire need of surgery. Mine were not in dire need. They weren't severe, but they were moderate, especially for my age. I'm only 19, and like those things were on their way to severity. So I think if I didn't get them fixed, in the future they would become severe, and then it'd be harder to correct them and all that. So that's why I decided to get it done now. But yeah, in a way I did need it, because there were times where I'd be walking around campus for like 10 minutes and then the bone by the big toe, it would turn red and it felt like a stinging sensation, like something was like poking it, and there was like, I don't know, it was annoying. But yeah, so kind of yes, kind of no, but eventually I would have definitely needed it in the future had I not got it done now. Sorta. My mom and I went to this doctor, and we asked him if we could get it done at the same time, just out of curiosity, like, is it even possible? And he was like sure, if you want to, if that's what you want to do. And my mom and I looked at each other like what? Like at the same time? Like, wait, that seriously? Because yes, if I did get them done at the same time, the recovery process would have been cut down from 20 weeks to 10 weeks, because you know they're both done at the same time. But I cannot imagine the pain I felt in each leg separately being combined into, like, what? That would have been fatal. Like, I felt my soul leave my body for each leg. Okay, so if they were combined, are you joking me? No, there's no way. I love myself too much to do that to myself. Not to mention, I would have been fully dependent for those 10 weeks. Like, I wouldn't have been able to shower by myself, go to the bathroom by myself, go downstairs by myself. Like, I would have been 100% dependent on my parents. And I was just like, heck to the no, because at least when I got my bunion surgeries separately, I was able to hop around on one foot, you know, like going to the bathroom, I was able to hop there, hop downstairs, do what I need to do by myself. After the pain wore off, I was pretty much independent. Like I was able to be left home alone, no problem. So the second surgeon I went to, she was like, yeah, nah, we're not doing them both at the same time. So we went with her. Absolutely not. During my first time, I honestly did not know what to expect. I had no clue what anesthesia was at all. I've never had an encounter with that drug. So after they injected me with the sleeping medicine, I was just staring at the ceiling and I was like, well, is it gonna hit? Because all I knew was that stuff knocks you out. So I was just waiting, and then it was the weirdest feeling. I started feeling my body like shutting down, and it started in my head, it was like starting to feel like I hadn't slept in 4 days. Like it was just, I was so tired out of nowhere. And before I knocked out, I was like, okay, let me try to get through the alphabet. As far as I know, I only got to the letter J, and then I woke up in the recovery room. So that's how the first time went. The second time around, I had a different anesthesiologist, and I did get through the alphabet that time. The anesthesiologist had jokes though, because after he injected me, he was like, don't worry, I didn't get this from the black market. And I was like, ah ha ha. And I was knocked out. That was it. I was like, and then I woke up in the recovery room. So yeah, that was the second time. And I know many people get freaked out by like anesthesia, and they like just are kind of scared of it, which I can understand, because what the heck, like a drug just knocks you out, what? But yeah, honestly, it feels like you chugged a bottle of NyQuil and that's it. Like that's it. Like you don't wake up mid-surgery or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. Like I don't know, the second time I was honestly so excited to be knocked out by that drug, because I had only gotten 4 hours of sleep. So I was like, yes, please inject me, knock me out so I can catch up on my sleep, you know? I'm honestly not quite sure because I was slumped, but I would have to say an hour and a half to 2 hours maybe. Don't take my word on that, but that's my estimate. So generally speaking, the recovery process is 10 weeks long. That's what the surgeon should tell you more or less. Week by week breakdown goes like this. Week 1 is where all the pain comes. Like you will be miserable. It's just the honest truth. But you can get past it, I promise. So after you get past that comes week 2. Week 2, the pain's gone. You're still in the splint from week 1 and 2. That's still the splint phase. Then week 3 to 6, the end of week 6, is the cast phase. That's when, you know, the hard cast, I don't know, the hard cast. Week 6 to 10, or week 7 technically, to 10 is the boot phase, where you can start walking on it, but using the boot and not just like walking on your regular feet. Like you have to wear the boot because the boot has cushion and it has like pressure. Usually you can use it to walk. So that's the week by week breakdown. I'd have to say the right one, which is the one I did the surgery recovery videos on, just because I don't remember the pain lasting that long for my left foot. But then again, on my left foot, I was throwing up, I had the fever, chills, all that. Like I was experiencing like the plague along with the recovery process. But so maybe that just like threw my mind off, I don't know. But both were, I mean, it wasn't like one was drastically more painful. They were both pretty painful. It's just, I think the right one was a little more painful and it lasted a little longer. My surgeon / doctor had to authorize it, and then insurance had to approve of it. And so personally, I got to use my crutches and knee scooter for free. If for some reason your doctor or surgeon does not authorize it, then you can always go on Amazon for the knee scooter, and I think Walmart has some crutches. Not good ones, but they're there. So I mean, you know, up to you. Check it out. Yeah, I'm afraid the answer is no. Zero. Because it was considered medical, my insurance was able to cover it, and I didn't have to pay a thing. So my first bunion surgery, my left foot, was done in the beginning of August, and school for me starts late September. So I was able to have a good chunk of time to recover during summer. And so when I returned back to school, it was only 3 weeks that I had to wear the boot for during school. And that was super doable, honestly. So the second time was a little different. I could have chosen to wait until summer, which is now, to do my right foot, but I was like, there's no way I'm sacrificing 10 weeks of my summer for this. So I was like, no, let's get it over with. So I did it during winter break. I had 3 weeks to recover, and then 7 weeks to recover during school, which was a little more difficult. I had to use crutches for 3 weeks during school, and then I wore the boot for a month, so 7 weeks total during that quarter. But again, pretty doable, a little more difficult, but it wasn't that bad. Some might say the scar is kind of a con, but I personally could not care less about the scar. It's like, I don't care, as long as the bunion's not there, I'm chill. So yeah, the scar, I mean, you guys saw it gets lighter as time passes, it fades away, so I'm honestly not tripping about that. Running in the beginning was a little bit rough. Because I got my surgeries kind of back to back, like there was a very short period that I was quote unquote able to start jogging and running before I got my neck surgery. I kind of forgot how to run. Like, I literally forgot how to run. I'm not even joking. Like, it just was not right. The running pattern that I had was not normal. I don't know what it was, but I just never ran. My stamina has definitely decreased even more. I mean, here's the average person. Here's my stamina before the surgery, and now here's my stamina now. I'm just not a very active person, so I just get blown, like, I'm like dead after one flight of stairs. So my stamina is extra low now. I'm trying to build that back up, but you know, starting to run again. So I'm trying to relearn that. I can run pretty well now though, so I'm fast as hell. Sure. I don't wear high heels like that, but we can definitely give it a shot with my mom's high heels. Oh, something just cracked. Okay, so the answer is yes, you can wear high heels, though I don't think it's recommended because those definitely don't do good things for your bunions or your post-bunion feet. So I'd stick with like flats for a bit, but I think after a while, I don't know, it seems pretty fine. Like, I don't know, man. Heck yeah, as long as you're willing to commit the time and make some sacrifices to accommodate for the sake of your recovery, because you're not going to be able to do the things you normally do like as easy as you do them, because that's just not the reality of it. You're also not going to be able to go out as much. Like, I was homebound for a good chunk of that time. I had friends come over and whatnot, but like I wasn't able to go out as much as I would have been able to had I not got the surgery. But yeah, you should definitely be willing to commit some time and be willing to make a lot more effort doing tiny tasks like showering, going to the bathroom, going to brush your teeth, like all those things. Like, the process of it is a lot more difficult than normal, but again, it's super doable, but you just have to be willing to commit your time, energy, effort, all that. In this final segment, I would like to show you guys a few tips and tricks I picked up and learned along the way, and I'd like to share it with you guys to hopefully make your recovery journey a little easier. So this is a similar, not the exact chair, but a similar make and model of the chair that I would use to shower. So I would put it around here. So what I would do is I have an extra towel that I would wrap around my leg, around like this area all the way down my cast, and then I would have a trash bag and wrap that around my leg. And then I would get in the shower and have this leg out like so, wrapped in the towel and trash bag. Then I'd have the shower curtain over like such. And I kid you not, this simple trick with the shower, and it's, you know, coming down on me, and right here it would just slide, the water would just slide off, so I would honestly never get wet. And that's something you can do as well. All you need is a towel and a trash bag and wrap it around this, or whichever leg you're have the surgery on, and that's it. It's pretty effective and very cheap option. Getting around the house, I would often use a rolling chair just like this one. And let's say I had the surgery on this foot, I would just have my leg like this, and then my other foot to push, and my arm to kind of direct the chair to wherever I needed to go. And it was a pretty effective method. Just don't roll your foot over. I've done that a million times. But yeah, that's how I got around. Going down the stairs, as you saw in my first bunion video, I would sit on the steps. If I was home alone, I just have my foot like laying on my knee, so I didn't have to hold it up, and just go down like so on my butt. It's a pretty effective, slow but steady method. I have tried to use crutches going down, and I definitely fell and my foot hit the ground, the one that got the surgery, and it was probably the most painful thing I've ever experienced. So I don't suggest using crutches to go down. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, so since then, after I got surgery, I just went down like this, and to go up, you just literally reverse the motion, and you use your arm. See, my stamina is a little low, but yeah, you just go up like that, and that's how I got up and down the stairs every single time. Okay, so here's a neat little trick that I kind of discovered at like a restaurant. Per se, that these are booth tables, right? So the table's here, like here, and this is one side of the booth, and this is the other side. So let's say you're at a restaurant and you have crutches with you, so you're crutching in and everything, right? And then, you know, you're sitting and you don't really have a place to put your leg, and you know, if it hurts and needs to be elevated, here's what you do. You get your crutch, okay? You put this end on the other side of the booth and this end on this side, so like this, okay? And the table's up here, you know, it's like over it, okay? And then you sit down, and the handlebar that you use to hold, you put your leg on it, and now it's elevated and you get to eat comfortably. And if you have other people on the other side, you know, that only takes up literally 2 inches. So, I mean, I just think it's so convenient, super cool, and I'm just really proud of myself for discovering that. So, hopefully that helps you somehow if you go to Chili's, Applebee's, or something, and now you have a way to sit. And that concludes my bunion surgery Q&A. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was somewhat educational, informative, helpful for you guys, because I know if you're about to get the surgery or interested in getting the surgery, you know, it's helpful to find videos and online articles about this. But so I hope I was somewhat of a help to you guys. Good luck for those that are getting the surgery or have gotten the surgery. I hope your recovery is going A1. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all your feedback. Thank you for those that ask questions and all that. You guys are freaking awesome. So thank you, and that's that on that. Peace.
Oh yeah!